Everyone, I'll get started, make it as quick as possible for you. It's for all the returning captains, so you should have done this before, so I can keep things brief and fast, and we'll get you out of here. As always, in case you have any questions, in your menu on the right-hand side, feel free to type it in. I'll answer them when I'm done. So I'm going to go over some of the new league changes. I'll cover some summer stuff as well, just because I know a lot of you captain multiple seasons, so then you don't have to do this again come summer or fall. Nothing changes during the year, so anything I tell you now should remain the same. We'll cover the new match scheduling guidelines, floater match guidelines, self-rate minimum, which would really only apply to mixed for spring. Age requirements, same thing. I guess combo as well. And then 40 and over playoff format, that's for the summer. So the biggest change to the scheduling, we hear a lot of griping every year about 6 o'clock matches. And while we can't eliminate them completely, we've come up with a little bit of a solution that if a facility is hosting 2 or fewer matches during a weekday evening, so that would apply to Friday matches for combo and mixed, not Saturday and Sunday. The first match cannot begin before 6:30. Of course, following exceptions apply. Really, the only one would apply for the spring would be number 3 and number 4. So, take a look at those. If number 3, if you're a 4-court facility, it might apply to you. And then if both captains agree to it, we always let captains move stuff around if it benefits both. We don't have a problem with that. Your facilities know this rule. Most of them probably are the ones doing the scheduling, but just remind them if they come back with the 6 o'clock match and you're like one of 2 teams, just say, hey, I can't play until 6:30. Floater matches, the rule hasn't really changed. It's just kind of defining it better. I don't believe anyone this spring has floater matches, which is good. That's why we've kind of extended the spring and fall seasons, make them a little longer so we don't have any floater matches. Summer, we're kind of stuck with whatever the Midwest, they create the schedule, their championships, and then it goes down. So we usually don't have enough weeks in the season, but spring we avoided them, so this shouldn't apply to anybody. But for the summer, it's still 3 unique match times, and it's just defining 2 different days of the week. So a lot of people will say, like, let's play, it's a Tuesday league, and they say we're going to schedule for Thursday, and they give 3 Thursdays. It's like, well, maybe the 40 and over team plays on the Thursday, so they can't play. So this is just to get some different days, try to clarify it a little bit. And as always, if the 2 captains can't agree, you'll just play on the date listed on Tennis Link, which is usually the second to last Saturday of the season. So just be aware of that. Then a couple of new changes that came mostly from national. Self-rate minimum. Now your self-rated players need 4 matches to qualify for nationals. Used to need 3. So if you have those national aspirations, just make sure you're aware of that. Age requirement. This is a legal issue. All players must turn 18 prior to being allowed to play and register. Tennis Link actually won't even let you register. So just know that if you have a college kid or a high school kid, they have to be 18 before they can play and sign up. It used to be as long as you turn to 18, but it's a legal issue with, having minors playing an adult sport. So they have to all be of legal age. So it does not apply to any other age group. So if you're 39 this year, you're turning 40 in December, you can play 40 and over. One thing also coming down from national, a lot of you guys have probably heard about this already. They have changed the national format for all 40 and over, this is men and women, to 1 singles and 3 doubles. And you're saying that's 4 courts. That doesn't make sense. I kind of agree, but that's the format they've gone with. So Midwest has obviously adopted that, and they've asked that all the states do that as well. So it's the same down the line. So we're going to start it as soon as qualifier playoffs start. So if you're a 40 and over women's team, you're a 1 singles, 4 doubles during the season, you're going to go to 1 and 3. For a men's team, used to be 2 and 3, you're going to go to 1 and 3 as soon as the qualifier starts. And likely going to happen if a match is tied 2-2, we use the tiebreakers, sets, games. So that's what they're going with. That's not a district decision. That is a national rule that we are going to follow. Another thing that I've been told to bring up that's kind of making its way into all seasons, not just fall and summer, spring as well. Please try to limit the number of individual court defaults that you have. Kind of have been going up a little bit. Actually, I think they might have been down just a tad last fall, which is good. We're making progress. We're doing better. Just make sure you're keeping the other team informed about what's going on. Don't try to get an edge and wait. And, if you are playing Friday night, don't wait till Friday afternoon to cancel. If you know, like Tuesday or Wednesday, you're struggling to get that third court, let your opponent know. Be like, hey, I'm struggling. I'm still trying to get somebody, but we may need to forfeit their doubles. Make sure you do it in enough time where they can change their lineup, tell people not to travel, all that stuff. The usual stuff we give you every year. Try to get there 15 minutes early. Try to exchange lineups 10 minutes early. Again, I know this isn't always possible. Just some guidelines. Get out on time. For the third year in a row, I'm going to bring it up. Stick to the 10-minute warm-up. We're getting killed on this. It's pushing all our matches back. The 20 minutes warm-ups have to stop. The district is talking about going to a 5-minute warm-up because of this. So I really would rather not do that, but let's try to stick to the 10-minute warm-up. Good sportsmanship, of course, and then don't forget to report scores within 48 hours on Tennis Link. Remember, home or away, it doesn't matter. Someone has the app on their phone, do it right there, put them in, you're done. The grievance procedure, hopefully we don't have any, but we usually have 1 or 2. Contact your local league coordinator, that's me, so those 2 people, it's the same for the spring. Once the grievance is filed, we'll get it over to the other captain to read and respond, and the committee will meet, render a decision, and then of course you can appeal. Simple enough, but also think about what counts as a respectable grievance, I guess is a word. Use common sense, what you think that the committee could actually hear and listen to and possibly make a decision on. This woman was mean to me is probably not going to get it. This woman assaulted me and screamed at me and did that, then yeah, you probably have a case. So just keep in mind the level of the issue. And this doesn't really apply for spring because I am the league coordinator for all the leagues, so I'm here to help. Always reach out if you have an issue. Just shoot me an email, usually pretty quick to answer it. Then this third one, ignore, make sure you include them all on correspondence with each other. Other coordinators like that, I do not. I trust you all as adults. Plus I don't need 500 emails a day. My Apple Watch explodes when schedules come out. So just do it amongst yourselves. Keep them for safekeeping just in case something comes up, but I trust everybody will. And then that's pretty much it. If anyone has any questions, now would be the time to ask. I'll give you another minute. You guys, like I said, I think everyone on here is not a new captain, so we have a different webinar for them coming up at 8 o'clock, more, mundane. If you want to do that one as well, fresh, reminder, the link is on our website if you want to join it. You get a refresher. All right, we got some questions here. What are the things that qualify as grievances? So that's a good question. So the hardest part for the committee, which I'm not on, I'm on the calls, but I do not have a vote. I just kind of share the grievance itself. It's hard when it's a he said, she said issue because the committee people aren't there and they can't, believe one side and not believe the other in terms of, this person was mean. No, it was this person. Again, an issue might be someone leaving their court and coming to another that can just be verified, I guess. Verbal exchanges are usually difficult, but physical altercation or someone cheating with the lineup, something that can be verified by multiple people, I guess would be good. Poor sportsmanship is kind of not a good grievance. Now, that's not to say that that kind of stuff shouldn't be reported to the league coordinators. It may not reach a level of a grievance, but if we have a paper trail at least of someone, and then when something does happen, we can point to 4 or 5 other instances and actually do something. So there's that. Can the district dictate no snacks at this point? Oh, Jim, wouldn't that be the best? I'm with you. Mainly because I don't eat after tennis. I don't care about being fed when I go to a tennis match. Some people make a big deal about it, which is kind of annoying. So we cannot dictate no snacks. What I always suggest, and I know some captains that do it, the start of the season, they say, hey, we will not provide snacks at our matches. Please do not provide them when we come to your place. That way it's not a, they did it for you, but you don't do it for them. I don't mind people that do snacks. If you want to do snacks, that's great. That's super nice. It's friendly. It's good camaraderie. I usually stay around after tennis matches and talk to the other team. I don't need snacks to do that. But no, we will not make a rule saying you can't have snacks. Some people want us to make a rule that says you must provide snacks. So that's that. Local league season format for men's 40 and over. Yes, still 2 singles and 3 doubles for the men. And then it changes at the playoffs, thanks to national. So could you comment on the difficulty reviewing grievances if the court in question is doubles? This is for NTRP grievances. Yeah, so that's a committee at the Midwest section. Thankfully, I don't have anything to do with that. Otherwise, I feel like people would be hounding me to fix their ratings even more than they already do. But so, yeah, they have to kind of, they can see everyone's official computer rating down to the 100th percent. Or whatever it is, decimal. So they kind of factor that in. They look at how strong the partner is, how weak, how strong the opponents are, and they go off that. They go off a lot of stuff. So we will post this slideshow on the website, like a replay will be on there. If you want just the slides themselves, you can shoot me an email and I can email you the presentation. One facility, I won't name it out loud, always schedule Sundays at 7 p.m. Should this be allowed since it is so inconvenient for the entire league? Yeah, it's a tough time. We actually used to be to like 8 or 8:30 they could schedule. The committee did cut it down to 7. They were hesitant to go any lower because a lot of facilities run tournaments or junior programming. So they've left it at 7, but I certainly can raise the issue to them to review again. But I understand what you're talking about. Since we're going down to 1 singles, 3 doubles, if a match is 2-2, can you explain the tiebreak process again? So it's going to be like it is for standings. It'll be go by sets first, and then games. And then after that is a good question. I don't believe we've gotten a clarification from Midwest yet. You know, they're kind of thinking, well, those two will break it, but I've seen Stranger Things, so who knows? But we will definitely have that information by the time we start the playoffs. So, but it's sets first, game second. A lot of anti-snack people on here. I kind of like it. How does it work to appeal mid-season? Could a player theoretically be a 3-5 and then join a 3-0 team? So as long as the computer lets them, and I think I was always under the impression once they played a match that counted, the computer wouldn't let them appeal, but as long as the appeal button on Tennis Link lets them do it, then they'll be able to. Like, I know if you have a self-rate 3-5 right now playing combo, they could play all the combo season, and then once the summer started, they could still appeal because none of those matches have counted towards their rating. They could hit the appeal button and go down to 3-0 if it lets them, and then join that team. Actually, a computer-rated player could do that too, and then hit the button and become a computer-rated appeal now. But I don't know, and I guess we don't have any other. Mix wouldn't count either yet. So theoretically, you could play right now and do that before the summer, which would be interesting. But I guess I feel like a certain married couple is just throwing out questions for me to give me a hard time. How does it work with outdoor clubs rescheduling? Is it okay for them to split up the match even if you don't agree? No, they have to tell you ahead of time. So if they're like, hey, we're playing outside, and then it rains when you're there or something, or when you get there, or they say we're going to reschedule, do half indoor, they could do or outdoor. Anything has to be ahead of time. So if you get there and they try to split it up or something, they can't do that. Now, if you're saying if it's a reschedule and they go, hey, we're going to play 2 indoors, 3 outdoors, then that's okay because they've told you ahead of time. Like if it was initially supposed to be 5 outdoor courts and they decide they want to do 2 and 3 for whatever reason, they could do that. Why doesn't combo count to NTRP? It's because of the pairings can be so dramatic. Like at an 8-5 match, you could have a 3-5 playing with a 5-0. You can't really judge the 3-5 player when he's playing with a 5-0 player. It would just completely screw up people's ratings. So that's why, and it'll never count. That's also why mixed doesn't count unless you only play mixed, and even then it doesn't always count. It's a weird formula because you get the 4-0, 3-0 combos and stuff, and the men and women, it's just hard to judge. Like the men's and women's leagues are really the best measure for ratings. All right, I think that's it. I don't see anything else. Again, if you want these slides, shoot me an email. Otherwise, good luck this season, and if anything comes up, let me know. All right, take care, everyone.